Jai Hind cadets, in the previous lecture, we discussed about the law of chemical combination. In law of chemical combination, we start our discussion about the five basic laws, that is law of conservation of mass, law of definite proportion, law of multiple proportion, law of reciprocal proportion, and the Gay-Lussac law of equal volume of gases. Out of these five laws, in previous lecture, we discussed about the law number one, that is the law of conservation of mass. Mass is neither created nor be destroyed, or the total mass of reactant is always equal to the total mass of product. That we discussed with the help of example in the previous lecture. In today, we are going to start the discussion about the law number two, that is the law of definite proportion. This law of definite proportion deals with the composition of various elements present in the compound. This law was proposed by the French chemist Joseph Proust in the year of 1804. According to Joseph Proust, this law states that a given compound always contains exactly same proportion of elements by weight, or the compound is always made up of same elements in the same percentage. For this, or to verify this law, Joseph Proust worked with two samples of cupric carbonate. One sample is obtained from natural sources and second sample is obtained from synthetic samples. Synthetic means the second sample prepared in laboratory. He observed that natural sample of cupric carbonate consists of 51.35% of copper, 9.74% of carbon, 38.91% of oxygen. Similarly, synthetic sample of cupric carbonate also consists of same percentage of copper, same percentage of carbon, and same percentage of oxygen. The conclusion is that an organic compound, whether they are obtained from natural sources or they are prepared in a laboratory, the element present in that organic compound have same composition. Let us consider the another example to verify the law of conservation of law of definite proportion. Example number 2. Here two experiments performed by the scientist Proust. 1.375 gram of cupric oxide on reduction in hydrogen gas gives 1.098 gram of copper, while in another experiment 1.179 gram of copper produced from 1.476 gram of cupric oxide. So two experiments is here. In both experiments, reduction of cupric oxide is takes place and they form metallic copper. And with the help of these two experiments, we have to verify the law of definite proportion. In experiment number 1, mass of cupric oxide is taken, that is 1.375 gram, and the mass of copper obtained from this cupric oxide is 1.098 gram. While in second experiment, the mass of cupric oxide is taken 1.476 gram and the mass of copper obtained from cupric oxide is 1.179 gram. From this given data, we have to prove that law of definite proportion. From this given data, we have to calculate the mass percentage of copper in first experiment as well as in a second experiment. For that, mass percentage of copper is equal to the mass of copper obtained divided by the mass of cupric oxide taken multiplied by 100. The total percentage of copper from experiment number 1 is 79.86% copper is obtained from cupric oxide. While in second experiment, mass percent of copper, mass obtained by copper is 1.179 divided by mass of cupric oxide taken 1.476 multiplied by 100. The total percentage of copper obtained from cupric oxide in a second experiment is 79.89%. From experiment number 1 and experiment number 2, it is observed that these two different experiments are there, but the percentage of copper obtained in both experiments is the same. Here in experiment number 1, percentage of copper is 79.86%, and in experiment number 2, percentage of copper is 79.89%. So this example verifies the law of definite proportion. This law of definite proportion is also known as law of constant composition or law of definite composition. Next point, that is the limitations of law of definite proportion. Limitation number 1, the law of definite proportion is not true for all types of compounds. It is true for only those compounds which are obtained from only one type of isotopes. For example, carbon exists into two isotopes. One is carbon 12 and second one is carbon 14. Carbon 12 and carbon 14 are the common isotopes of carbon. When carbon 12 combines with oxygen, it forms CO2. The ratio of this carbon dioxide is 12:32 or 3:8. When it is obtained from carbon 14 isotope, that is CO2 from carbon 14 isotope, then the ratio will be 14:32 or 7:16. This ratio is not similar with the ratio of CO2 obtained from carbon 12. Second limitation is there. This law is not applicable for the non-stoichiometric compound because these non-stoichiometric compounds do not have fixed composition. Due to this, non-stoichiometric compounds not obey the law of definite proportion. So this is all about the law of definite proportion. Cadets, we discuss about the next law, that is law number 3, law of multiple proportion. This law of multiple proportion was proposed by Sir John Dalton in the year of 1803. This law states that when two elements such as A and B combine together and they form more than one compounds, the masses of element B that combine with given mass of A are always in the ratio of small numbers. For example, here carbon and oxygen, these are the two elements. When they combine with each other, they form two compounds. One is carbon dioxide and second one is carbon monoxide. In case of carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, when we calculate the ratio of these two elements, two compounds, it is observed that the mass ratio of this oxygen in carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide shows small number ratio, that is 16:32, 1:2 ratio is here. Same case is here in case of H2O2. When hydrogen reacts with oxygen, formation of water H2O, and second compound is H2O2, hydrogen peroxide. When we calculate the ratio of H2O and H2O2 on the basis of their masses, it is observed that they also bear a small number ratio. Here, hydrogen oxygen 2:16 in H2O and 2:32 in H2O2. Here, the mass of hydrogen is constant. Here, the mass of carbon is constant. The mass of oxygen is changes in both examples, here and here. Here is in H2O, mass of oxygen is 16, and here is mass of oxygen is 32. When we calculate the ratio of this oxygen in H2O and oxygen in H2O2, so that ratio is simple whole number ratio, that is 1:2. So these examples verify the law of multiple proportion. So that's all for today. We will continue in next lecture. Same topic, that is law of chemical combination with a new law. Thank you and have a nice day.